I'm really excited about our next speaker. She found a passion in creating and tinkering and now spends her time bringing her ideas to life. Whether she's constructing physical prototypes out of recycled materials or designing and coding computer programs, she exemplifies what can be created with real ingenuity. She's a student from the American School of Bombay, and the one thing more impressive about her skill set is that she's only 10 years old. A young, brave woman. Please help me welcome Miss Maeve Aickin.
There are more than a few problems that you must face every day, but most of these can be solved with the 3 C's. Creativity, by having or creating ideas and looking from different perspectives. Crafting, by building and creating things that will help solve your problem and exercise your creative mind. And being, at least at heart, kids who love to tinker, play, explore, and more than anything, have fun. The 3 C's drawn together can create something incredible, something we all have the potential to become, a maker. I call this idea that you can solve anything with a bit of creativity the maker's mindset. Anyone can use it, and it can be easily maintained through constant creativity and crafting. One of the easiest ways to practice creativity is to take 2 ideas, usually not associated with each other, and merge them, such as dragon and toothbrush. It could be a toothbrush holder in the shape of a dragon. Bird and pillow could be a pillow with the feathers on the outside and the cloth on the inside. You get the idea. This is sort of like the art of shindoku, or useless inventions, such as that butter is lip gloss for the bread, and those umbrellas are protecting the shoes. Unneeded, but fun, nonetheless. That brings us to our next C, crafting. Having ideas is wonderful, but being able to implement them is even more awesome. Crafting can be done in many ways, such as writing, drawing, programming, building, the list goes on. This is one of my crafting endeavors, if you will. This is Drag, a program I programmed in Scratch. That ball is bouncing off the wall, and you have to try to get it to hit the blue things. This is easy mode, which gives you more points per hit on the blue things. And then I also made this experiment mode, which shows you how the game works so that you can understand it better. I created Drag using Scratch, which is a programming language designed to help kids understand and enjoy program much more. Programming is a lifelong skill, and it can help your logic skills, and in Scratch's case, your creativity. Drag is an okay game, but it might get boring after some time, so you might as well throw in some fruit. In this video, I'm using those bananas, flour, and carrot to control the ball. So I'm using the Makey circuit board to accomplish this. The Makey, once plugged into your computer, you can connect it using alligator clips to conductive materials, such as pencil graphite, fruit, and so on. I didn't just create this because I like video games, but because I was curious how it worked. I was excited. You don't get to play the bananas every day. And more than anything, I had a drive to do this. That's what drives crafting. There's one C we haven't covered yet, kids. Yes, I have a bit of knowledge about grammar. Kids does not start with C. But like Apple's Think Different slogan, it catches your attention. Kids are, as you probably have been told before by, of course, a kid, very creative. And guess what? Kids like making. So what's stopping them? There are tons of reasons. Maybe they haven't been exposed to making. They feel that they don't have any inspiration. They can't find the needed resources or materials. They have too much homework. I think that the answer to all of these problems is establishing a makerspace in your house or somewhere nearby. This makerspace is called Leonardo's Basement. It's a kids' camp in Minneapolis, and there are tons of classes such as carpentry. You can make cardboard castles, props from Star Wars movies. In fact, the shirt I'm wearing right now I got from there. In the courses that I've participated in, after teaching kids that drills can be a little dangerous, they let us go wild with our project ideas, and it's awesome. This is one of my projects, Ember. Ember is a dragon with a fan in her throat that, if you have a bit of imagination, looks like it's blown fire from this tissue paper I taped to the top of her mouth. Also, she has a blinking LED light in her stomach, which looks like a beating heart. This is the frost board, another thing I made in Leonardo's Basement. It has a cup holder, a fan, a cooler, a personal tiny river, cold plastic to put on your face. But both of these projects weren't only fun, but they taught me about circuit boarding, which I now love to do. That's the power of making. It can introduce you to your passions. Ember the Dragon was mostly made of wood and duct tape. Duct tape is playing a big part in the maker movement. These are a few of the projects that stood out to me. While we're at it, we might as well look at some other maker tools. This incredible circuit board is called the Arduino. It teaches you about coding and breadboarding, and you can do virtually anything with it. In this picture, I connected it to a breadboard, and that blue thing, it's called a potentiometer, and when I twist it, it controls how quickly that yellow LED light is blinking. This is fun, but it might not seem real. But Arduino can be applied to many real-life things too. Like, I once made a light that only turns on when it's dark out, like streetlights do. This logo is probably recognized by teachers and parents alike. Minecraft is a really fun computer and iPad game in which you can build, destroy, and craft. There's survival mode, where there are pigs, monsters chasing you, and all the resources you gain from chopping things down. But then there's creative mode, in which you can do whatever you want to and go wild, build or destroy whatever you want to. This logo is instantly recognized all over the world. Lego is a simple but effective building tool that anyone can use. Even I use it, and I'm really old. This website, DIY, lets you earn virtual patches, like mine are maker, mechanical engineer, author, and entrepreneur, by doing challenges such as making an RGB LED show its entire spectrum. Every member gets their own page on which they can show all their projects and their ideas. Last but not least, these are little bits, which are snapped together circuits that can do a great many things. Like you could do Morse code, you could create a flashlight, a fan that you control by squeezing something, the list goes on. And there's no coding required, so anyone can use it. There's something really odd that I recently learned. Creativity and making aren't subjects in most schools. So why is that? Well, you're the adults, tell me. Point is, this needs to change. In a quickly changing world, it's nice to step aside and DIY or do it yourself. And you might fail. But failing is fine as long as you learn from it. As Einstein once said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And Thomas Edison, a renowned inventor, said about the light bulb, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. That's a lot of perseverance. Back so long ago, in the year of 2013, I sent a story into a children's magazine, hoping that my story would be put into the magazine. The website said that in a few weeks you would get a response if your story was chosen. The wait was excruciating, and I never got a response. And some might call this failure. And I was mad, but more because I hadn't gotten a notification that my story had been read. And I'm the sort of person that when I fail, I like to know I failed. I'm still hoping I'll get a response back, but I've moved on. If you make an awesome project, you might want to share it. That was sort of the inspiration for my website, Spark. I post art, sketches, programs, stories, and pretty much all the creative stuff I do. You can get to my website at www.creativesparks.weebly.com. All of this boils down to one important fact. We all deserve to have a time to create, to craft, and to be kids. Thank you.